You're listening to the Jaybird Watching Podcast, the official podcast of jaysjournal.com and fansite.com. We are the official ballroom chat for everything Toronto Blue Jays baseball, from game highlights to rumors and all the stuff in between. Here's your host, Craig Borden, with co-hosts Jason Lyons and Liz McGuire. Now let's talk some Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Good evening, party people, and what do we have to celebrate after a giant monster win over this last few days? But we got the whole gang together here, plus one, so let's just start with the norms. Liz, how the heck are you?
I'm really good. I'm good because the Blue Jays keep winning and that I was so bored in that game. I fell asleep in the last two innings. Actually, in the whole series, it's been the first couple innings. I was like, "Ooh, it's dicey. What will happen? Oh my God, we're going to lose. This is the worst team ever the Blue Jays could be." And then they come ahead and they just spank them with a thorough, I would say, thorough spanking to the point where every time I pass out on the couch, I open my eyes, we're up by 4. And I'm like, So anyway, I did enjoy that. Man, I don't know. It's summertime. Summertime slaps.
It was a proper shellacking today. But we'll get into that. Jason Lyons, how the heck are you, bud?
Hey, everybody. I mean, the weather's awful here for the last couple of days. It's been rain and cold. I actually have pants on, which is the worst. I
cut
hate
those pants off.
I know I should just rip them
like
off. They are tearaways. All I wear is tearaways, so I can just grab them and pull them off. But I mean, come on! Like, people wanted slump busters. People wanted guys to get hot. I mean, Daulton Varsho, give me a break. Like all of them, like just so much fun to watch. I didn't even know the score until Craig enlightened me a little bit about today's game. I'm too busy working during the regular day out here. But holy smokes!
Yeah. Then you got the real shock and awe.
Can you do something to the stadium there? And can they just play in Denver as their home bar?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just lift it. I will lift the Sky Dome up to be the elevation.
Wow, there it is. But anyways, also with us tonight, we got our friend from jaysjournal.com. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Yeah. Always awesome to see the Blue Jays beat up on an opponent that they're supposed to beat up.
Yeah.
Especially after not so great games against the Orioles and the Royals. This was much needed. Did get a little boring at the end, like you said, Liz, but definitely much needed bounce back, and great way to go into a series against the Dodgers when you've scored a franchise record for runs. So
I was a little scared they might White Sox
it. Go ahead. What was that?
I was a little scared that the Blue Jays might walk into this series and White Sox it. They've had so much trouble with the White Sox this year, and the White Sox are really bad too. But it's one of those things where they needed to put their foot down and show people what they were all about. And if that doesn't put a little bit of fear, I know the Red Sox are red hot right now, and the Yankees finally won a game. So but it's just nice to see them like properly shellac a team.
Yeah. And to that point, in record fashion, it wasn't just the ridiculous amount of runs over 3 games. It was the ridiculous amount of hits. It was well pitched. Pick a category. The Blue Jays found a way to do everything right this series. Matt, what have you been thinking as the Blue Jays, obviously, like we talked about the scoreboard lighting up, but what did they do right there in this series?
What they did right was they kept their foot on the pedal and never let up, right? It's hard sometimes, I think, in these games where you are playing a lesser opponent to get up for some of these games. And the Blue Jays have kind of proven this year that they are much better at playing opponents that are in a playoff position or have winning records than they are against teams that are maybe under 500. The stat was they've got a 569 winning percentage against teams who are at least 2 games above 500, but then that drops down to 553 against teams who are 2 games below 500 or worse. So yeah, Jason, I think you were well within your right to think that this might not be the best series for Toronto, but in terms of what they did well was, they just kept hitting. Nobody gave up an at-bat in the entire series, except for maybe Vladdy in that last at-bat. He had one bad swing at an outside pitch, and I think that was just to show the other team some mercy because he had already gone up and hit in that inning already in the 9th, right? So it was, and it was cool to see that it came from everybody in the lineup. You know, Daulton Varsho had an amazing first 2 games, and then he wasn't even in the lineup for the 3rd game. But then guys like Ernie Clement had a big series. Bichette took off. So yeah, it was great to see that the hitting was literally 1 through 12 with this team.
Yeah, 1 through 12, 100%, because that's always been the Blue Jays mantra in this whole thing. Is we did get to see the last man up, or the next man up thing this series. Liz, what did you feel about how these things just it wasn't the one person, it was just a continual roll through that whole series?
I'm so scared about this that I'm afraid it's like a monkey's paw situation where we'll be cursed. But I think that's what I enjoyed. I mean, who doesn't love everybody gets a hit day? Everybody gets a hit day is always super fun. They should give out ice cream. If everyone gets a hit, they should be giving out ice cream.
Sticks. Have you watched Shorzy? When they play a good game, everybody gets a drumstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I got a drumstick for free walking out of the dome like earlier this summer. It's great. Yeah. But nice. Anyway, so I really, it slapped. I really enjoyed that. Everyone's contributing. Everybody is hitting. This is the thing with this team that has, really, really troubled me in the past, which is for some reason, when we look good on paper, we couldn't buy ourselves a hit. On paper, we were an excellent hitting team. When they put them together, it was like a vortex of hitting and power that just drained them of all life. But now we're opposite. Now I feel like on paper, we're not as good as we're actually doing. It's the opposite. And so I am scared often, in those games, even the last 3 games, they didn't heat up until like 4th inning, maybe later, and when they did, they just started rolling, like really rolling. So I'm trying to just enjoy the ride, and I'm scoreboard watching, I'm hate watching, and it's just it's so fun to be watching competitive baseball.
I think part of that might come in the fact that so many of these guys still seem like they're unproven. Like you're just waiting for Ernie Clement to go into a massive slump. You're waiting for Nathan Lukes to get sent back down. Right?
Yeah.
The guys hit
anytime soon.
Yeah. Even when they bring, Tyler Heineman in for a game, he's one of you can't pitch around this guy. He can drop bunts down and move guys over. He can hit it out of the park. And again, you're just waiting for that moment in this season where none of that's going to happen anymore. But I think now we're so late into the season that we might be okay to say, oh, this team might be for real. But again, a lot of unproven guys still, right?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, I think that this has been sort of plaguing the Jays for a couple of years now. Like ever since they had to really start to rely on the Buffalo Club. It was one of those things where we were always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I think when we started to see Schneider, stumble a bit this year, we were like, uh-oh, here it comes. They're all going to go now. Yeah. And I mean, to some of those guys credit, especially, I'll even put Kirk in that group a little bit, but, especially when you look at a guy like Clement or Lukes. And then Loperfido saying, I don't want you guys to send me down. I'm actually a pretty good baseball player. Let me start playing.
And he's been so good.
I don't think Addison Barger's doing himself any favors at third base right now. He's making errors that are, they're low level errors. His bat makes up for it. Sometimes his speed certainly makes up for it a lot of the time. But I mean, Loperfido is making a case. I mean, I know Miles Straw was in today, but Miles Straw's got to be checking his rear view right now. He looks like at this point to be the odd man out. But I mean, we don't even have. Keep in mind, folks, we're not even Santander is not even on the bench at this point,
or on the radar for that matter. But that's besides the point.
Ethereal, the ghost.
He exists.
The power ghost.
I think Straw's one attribute is he is probably the best base runner on the team, especially on the bench as well. So that might save him. But yeah, the fact that Loperfido is hitting 370 something since coming back, and he's like slugging 540. How do you tell him, you're gonna have to sit today now in favor of someone else? It's crazy.
The extra base hits have been the really telling part for Loperfido. The home runs, the power, the doubles, playing a solid left field too.
Yeah.
So,
and he's got a cute face. He's got a good face. Like, let's not deny that he's cute. All right. Like,
Matt, you may not, if you haven't been following.
Yes, I know. There's like a hotness meter on.
There's a hot
babe or not.
He looks like, if you look at him, he looks like a classic like baseball player from like the 30s or 40s. Like, he's a good looking guy, and he also could be Superman back then. Also, all right. So he's a babe. That's known.
There it is.
Yeah, that's important. But he hurt himself yesterday. I'm assuming he's fine. That's my update.
He got clunked.
Yeah.
90-mile-an-hour fastball in the knee.
I can't imagine that's more than 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that they held him out today for more of, just maintenance and the same with Varsho. Yeah, I mean, it was 98 in the shin. Of course it hurts. I mean,
I can tell you right now, with the way he's been hitting and everything, if I were him, there was no way in hell you would keep me out of that lineup. It's like, just get me up here. The bat's too hot. You can't. No, not going anywhere.
I think the only thing that might concern me is that game later on, Jose Barrios hit, I think it was Beck, and it looked like Beck's reaction kind of like, he almost made it seem like Barrios did it on purpose, even though, no one else believed that. But it looked like that might have rattled Barrios a little bit because he got pulled later that inning. So that's one of the things where I'm like, was it just that was the one gasp the Rockies had in them to actually score?
Being an injury? Yeah.
Or was it like, is Barrios that easily rattled? So that, like, if there was any concern out of this series, that would be the one thing, is that, wow, he got kind of shook up pretty easily after that play.
Yeah.
I will say this though, we've seen that before. He is a very emotional dude. And I feel like, like anybody that played, when you get called out for something when you haven't done it, you take it personally. And I will say this, and I don't think I've ever seen this before watching any sport, especially baseball. How in the witch doctor world did John Schneider then walk 15 feet of the base path telling that kid that it's okay, we didn't throw it yet, like just take a look around? And then did you hear the commentators, whoever it was, said, if they were going to throw at somebody, they throw at the best player on the team, and he was just up and they struck him out. I'm like, oh, geez.
Ooh, salt wound.
That was dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty. But I mean, he's an emotional dude. I mean, he wears that kind of stuff. I feel like it's, whenever I've coached against or played with higher level guys, whenever anybody sort of questions the rule of baseball, be it unwritten or written, you get that kind of reaction. It's visceral. It's like, if I was gonna hit you, if you hit my guy with 98, I'm gonna hit you with the same in the back. I'm not gonna lob a curveball that's gonna barely get you. I'm gonna get you.
And they also had a guy on base at the time too.
Yeah,
right. Like that's just a weird time to get your revenge.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be Max Scherzer on the mound to know that, hey, time to go. Just saying. So, on that note, we scored 45 runs in 3 games. Let that set in. Liz, you mentioned the run differential.
Yeah, I literally was like watching the game and I was like, man, this is gonna be awesome. It was 36, now it's 55, because everyone's always shitting on our run differential. And I know it's been epic since, like, I don't know, post All-Star, or even before. But I think that, like, it's fun to see it like get bigger. That's substantially bigger in a day.
Yeah, or 3. To that point, Matt, you made the joke about Michael K before we were on the air this morning, or this evening. I mean, so it's just too funny. But,
I mean, he took a really weird stab at, like, why the Blue Jays shouldn't be considered a first place team. And at that time, I think that was going into the Blue Jays Yankees first series where the Blue Jays swept them in 4 games, right? So it's just weird that a guy that's been around the game that long would point to that one stat to be like, this is why I don't like there. And especially at that time, there were like a million other reasons you could rattle off why you don't feel the Blue Jays are a first place team, and they would have been warranted. But that stat, that's the one
but that was the one.
Yeah.
So I was flipping through Twitter and everything earlier today, and I, happened to catch one of the Sportsnet shows. I can't remember whose, but they had an elite analyst for the Rockies on the show, and they were talking about run differential and why it's a dated thing. It's only showing so much of the pie, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was commenting and talking specifically to that the Blue Jays might have found a way to change the game. And the changing of that game was not so much around a run differential, but around the fact that they have a massive strikeout differential compared to most teams, meaning they don't strike out and get more hits. They're putting the ball in play. Jason, you and I have thoroughly talked over the years of being on this show together that the team that finally becomes Tony Gwynn might be the team that steals somebody all over again. And I would love to hear what your thoughts are on that whole thing, because it is apparently a strikeout differential, that kind of a stat. The Blue Jays are leading the way in that stat.
And to your point there as well, Craig, I'm often amazed when I'm watching the game at how often they say, oh, and he's leading the league in this. And you're like, oh, really? Oh, and Bo's leading the league in this. And you're like, wow, would anyone even know that? But what you have to realize is that if you go back and look at the World Series champions for the last 10 years, and I feel like it was sort of that the Red Sox back in maybe 2004. Is that right? 2004, where they were like the hardest team to get out ever. Like they just didn't get out. Like Kevin Millar would take guys 15, 17, 18 pitches into an at bat. And you're like, what? Like that doesn't happen. And it's such a crazy stat. And then you look at Kirk is doing so well with 2 strikes. And then they start talking about the rest of the team. And you're like, oh, they're all doing well with 2 strikes. They're all nuts with 2 strikes. And so it's one of those things where, you can look at, like, even if you look at the Rockies and when they started to get something rolling last night, all it took was 2 strikeouts. And it was like, man, and the Jays just aren't doing that. They'll get out, but they're putting the ball into the air. They're putting the ball into play and trying to test the defense. I mean, defense is going to make mistakes. If you don't hit the ball, you're leaving it up to the pitcher beating you. If you can start putting the ball in play, it doesn't matter if it's hard on the ground or in the air. I mean, like that ball that the left fielder or right fielder, for the Rockies, he pooched 2. They're both outs in almost 85% of the time. It's a caught ball. But if you're challenging the defense and you're making them work, he had 3 hit balls hit to him in a row. The third one goes over his head. And I don't care who you are. You put it on the Dodgers, you put it on the Phillies, they will break. Defense will break. So, I mean, kudos to the Jays. Whatever changes that they've made, I've started to notice I'm seeing like 2 distinct swing patterns out of the 2 sort of groups of Blue Jay hitters. Like you've got your Bargers and your Vladdies and, the guys that are trying to just murder Varsho, they're just trying to murder everything before they get to 2 strikes. And then you've got a whole new camp of guys that are swinging sort of like Alejandro Kirk, like the Clements, and they all have sort of a similar swing where they're not trying to murder the ball, but they're trying to elevate it over the second baseman and over the shortstop. And if you watch any video, if you watch any history on the best hitters in the league, Griffey, like anybody talk about it, Pete Rose, all they were trying to do was hit line drives over the second baseman and the shortstop. And the harder and stronger you hit them, maybe they go out, maybe they get in the gap. But I mean, right now the Blue Jays are putting on a clinic as to, not letting the pitcher get ahead of you or dominate you in any way.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the stats. That's what all my typing was doing there in the background really quick here. The Blue Jays have the best K rate amongst all Major League Baseball teams right now, with only averaging 6.58 strikeouts per game. The next closest is the Kansas City Royals. And then the third team is almost a whole half a strikeout away with the San Diego Padres. The other part of that, the Blue Jays have the best on-base percentage in Major League Baseball, only followed by the Milwaukee Brewers. Again, noticing a trend here where this gentleman I was telling about from the Rockies, this is the game right now. You get people on base, you move them around, and you don't strike out, and you have a chance to move the guy around. It's incredible to me that that's one of those things that I've never put all those things all together until that moment. But you look at why this team is doing well right now. Those are some key metrics on why we're scoring runs, especially of late. Having a, league leading batting average of 270 isn't really hurting either, but
that doesn't hurt. Remember when we couldn't score runs and now we're scoring so many runs that we have extra runs for later. I wish we could bank runs for like a little bit. I'm like
it. People are making especially from this series.
Yeah. But I will say this. You know what I was thinking about? There's nobody that I'm like, man, I don't know who my favorite Blue Jay is. I mean, we all know it's probably Vlad, but like secretly it's Kelly Gruber and maybe Alomar if it wasn't so problematic.
I know who it is. It's this card that I have for you that somebody gifted me. It's Kevin Kiermaier, and it's fancy and pink and numbered.
Oh my God. I really want that. Okay. Thanks, bud. Okay. Focus up. Okay, focus up. So the thing is that with this team is because again, they're all trying to prove themselves. It doesn't feel like, in the 2015 times of 2015, you were like, this seems awesome. We got our big dudes and so many big guys, and it felt like momentum and it felt like something was different. This time, just like, cool, what a wild thing that's happening. But it doesn't feel the same to me. Maybe I'm different, but it's like, I don't know. I don't have like those like three players. I'm like, these are our guys. I don't have them. They're kind of spread out, but I'm just kind of mostly shocked at what's happening. Delighted, but it doesn't like, I don't know if I love this team yet.
Yeah. It's a weird jaded thing that we got going on.
It's like, no, I don't know them because I don't know them that well, because like even so for example, remember that time before when we scored that pitcher because he liked our popcorn, Mr. David Price, and David, and like that was a fun trade deadline. We got some real bangers. We got Richard Tulowitzki on that one. We got Price. We got some real bangers, and this trade deadline wasn't like that. We didn't get any real bangers. We have, perhaps it'll be a win, perhaps it won't be. What a fun little gamble. But like no real, so there's like, even the momentum that you'd get from an awesome trade deadline score, not really there. Even the winning, it's like Nathan Lukes, I didn't see that one coming. Joey Loperfido, didn't see that one coming. Farge, Santander, oh God, didn't see that one coming.
The opposite direction.
Opposite. But it's weird that like, I don't know. Like I can't pick. I don't know. I don't know them well enough. I don't feel really settled with them. And I was saying like it maybe it's a really good playoff postseason performance would change that for me by just putting big moments in, right, with Bautista and big moments and things like that. But I was like, fuck, if we won the World Series, I'd have to backfill my love for them and pretend like I was always in love with them and they were great. Because like,
spoken like a true Torontonian. Like, I mean, you couldn't be more of a Maple Leafs fan if you absolutely try. Like, I mean, and then if they'll get to the second round and you'll be like, oh my God, I've been saying it all year. Like, what are we talking about here? The best team ever. And it's
why haven't we signed Bichette to 10 years yet?
That's what's happening. You're getting Maple Leaf.
Oh, I hate this. I don't want to be this girl. I'm going to be better and different. I'm going to live in the now. I'm going to pull Wayne's World. I'm going to live in the now.
Oh, come on. We got Michael in the comments saying, come on, Canucks fans are way no better.
Easy, Michael.
Easy, Michael. It's like he knew that one was for you, Jason. Just saying.
I know. Friend of the show.
Go ahead, Matt.
I do like Michael's comment about, are there any players on the Rockies that would be on the Jays roster? Watching the game last night, a friend of mine texted me and said, I don't know anybody on this Rockies team. No. And I was like, the only guy I think I know is Tovar because my son got offered him in his MLB The Show game that I think was like MLB The Show 23. And I was like, this Tovar is just basically Santiago Espinal. So you don't really need this guy. And I think it's awful for, I think, the Rockies and their fan base to have a roster like this and just get their asses handed to them in a game like this. But But what I was going to say previous to that was
while paying Chris Bryant way too much money to not play.
And are they still not on the hook for Arenado money as well? Or did
I think Cardinals took that?
The Cardinals did take all. Okay. I thought part of that deal was the Rockies were hanging on to some of money in one of the worst
There
trades.
was not a lot of things back and forth in that trade. There was a throw-in bag of balls and a case of beer.
Okay.
So
but still, what I was going to say about this year's team is this one actually reminds me of like the 2022 club, where it's like the expectations were there, but you lost Marcus Semien in the offseason. You lost Robbie Ray in the offseason, but that 2022 team still won 90-something games.
Yeah.
And they didn't do a whole lot of the deadline. They got Whit Merrifield. They got Mitch White.
Weird. They got him after the deadline passed. We're like, oh, we got Whit Merrifield, who was like a COVID denier, wouldn't come to Canada, wouldn't do anything. That was such a I was like, okay, I mean, I guess it's gonna work out. I don't hate it.
Yeah, now he has a podcast for the Six. Just saying.
And that 2022 team, I think like the expectations from the year before when they didn't make the playoffs but were one game out kind of set the bar. But then it was just a weird season where it's like they almost like never really achieved what you thought they were going to achieve. But also when you looked at the roster, you're like, well, I think they're doing better than maybe they should be. So I think the excitement was there. And then the trade deadline kind of seemed like a letdown because they didn't supplement the roster when they probably should have. So again, not that this
2014 when Jose Bautista went off on the front office.
Really. Him and Casey Janssen, right?
Yeah.
They were both like, guys, we need Casey. Some help here. So I think the difference is this year, I think the expectations started pretty low.
Yeah.
From the outset.
We were all, to Liz's wonderful mindset, we were a little jaded after last year.
Yeah.
Didn't want it for not getting anything. And don't worry, trust our guys.
The only thing I'll say on the Rockies is watch out for Hunter Goodman. Do not sleep on Hunter Goodman. He is a crazy athletic, crazy defensive catcher. If his bat ever catches up with his athletic ability behind the dish, mama, he's incredible. His reaction time, just everything about him, just a great up and coming catcher. Maybe we could snipe him when the time comes right.
What I enjoy about him is if you flip his first and last name, it's Good Manhunter.
Yeah.
Well played, Liz.
Well, it's like so I was trying to. This is so funny. I was trying to explain one of the trades to a friend of mine who's not a baseball person, and Sir Anthony, the Sir Anthony trade. I kept saying his name over and over again. He's like, "Is he a knight?" And I'm like, "No, it's his actual name." And he's like, "Well, he should come out
Sir
to like
Anthony.
a knight's thing. Like he should wear like a knight something."
Yep.
He should a sword and then present
ride out of the bullpen on a horse.
Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect.
I am still slightly disappointed in Blue Jays fans for many years that R.A. Dickey was a member of this team and nobody wore those weird like flannel like bibs that are a Dickey.
No, I think they did. I think they did.
I must have missed that one.
I think they did.
I'm like, I just gotta get up to Toronto more is all I saw. So good stuff. But anyway, let's instead of beating the literal dead horse that was the Colorado Rockies, let's talk some Blue Jays baseball and some baseball news. I actually just read a really cool headline that I didn't know of, but as much as I hate on the Red Sox, they're doing something really cool tonight. They have an all-female broadcast team for the game tonight against the Kansas City Royals. So I just think that's really cool because there's been a lot of teams that have been very close, ours included.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
On that same tip, there's an umpire is making her debut tonight, isn't she? Or did last night in the All-Star, in the Astros game.
How'd she do?
I didn't see a report card, so it must be good.
I hope good, because if she does bad, she does bad for all of us, man.
She wears it for all of us.
It's true. It's true.
No, she looked like she was doing a good job. She had I liked her punch out called. She had the double fister, the double fist, like machine gun.
Right. That slap.
So she's gonna get into 3 games this weekend.
Nice.
She's got the double header between the Marlins and the Braves, and then she'll be behind the plate on Sunday.
Nice.
So, which is awesome. Yeah. I think that it's super important, right, to have equal representation. And I know, like in my broadcasting career, one thing I always tried to do was to get more women involved. Like back when we had a radio journalism program at Canadore College up here in North Bay, I always tried to ask the professors, are there any students that are interested in maybe doing some on-air stuff for the hockey games or the football games we were broadcasting on the radio? And I always said, are there any female broadcasters that want to get their feet wet and be on the air for some of these games? And so that was something I always actively tried to do, is to definitely give them a platform to get their start as best as we could.
Yeah. And one more debut. First 2 women in banana ball with the Savannah Bananas and the Firefighters.
I saw that as well.
As players. That one is the one I think that's really cool.
Pretty cool.
So, anyways, other baseball news. Do you see who's starting for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats tomorrow?
Was it Beaver? Is it Beaver Fever? Is it Beaver Fever? No, who is it?
He will be starting, but it's not for the Fisher Cats.
Oh, is that Manoa?
He's got it.
No way. You know what? I would have never got that.
Yeah. Alex Manoa is making an actual major rehab assignment start tomorrow.
Do you think he's cooked? Let's take a vote. Cooked or not cooked? The Manoa cookaroo.
I mean, I remember going to a game in 2021 and looking at him. I'm like, this guy reminds me of a young Roger Clemens. Like, just his build, the way he delivered the ball to plate. And I just I wanted to see him have so much success. And yeah, I hope he's not, because if he gets back to how dominant he was those first 2 years of his career, I mean, that's found gold for the Blue Jays going forward.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's a very big turnaround, like Roy Halladay going down to the minor leagues after just destroying the minor leagues and then coming up to the majors, having a near no-hitter in his second start, and then having to get torn down. This was his mountain to climb, right? I think that this gets him back mentally where he needed to be. He's so flying under the radar right now that nobody's paying attention.
But remember that time when he lit up the Florida Complex League and they got 11 runs on him in the first inning?
Yeah.
So I don't know, guys. He's had a few tours here.
The video looked good, though.
But it was actually a guy in a Sasquatch outfit.
Yeah, now they're probably going to try and make him fat. Make him fat again. Just make him fat again. See maybe if that'll help him.
Yep. Yeah, through the comments, everybody's saying he's too young.
I might put this to you.
They lose him.
Okay, we lost you. What'd you say, Jason?
Matt, I might put this to you. Is anyone slightly concerned about Springer not playing today? He was supposed to play for Buffalo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then he got scratched, right? Yeah, maybe there's some concern there. You never really know with head injuries, right? I mean, again,
he just came in loopy today, and he's
he's had a few apparently from the time that they smashed into each other and opened a portal to losing dimensions. So he's
I mean, that was a fast pitch he took to the head, and he was down for a while. So yeah, you want to be cautious. I'm sometimes surprised that the concussion protocol is only 7 days.
Yeah.
Liz
you
knows
never
that
know.
one.
Yeah, I have a concussion. I'm telling you my concussion rants. This is my concussion rants. So I, it's 110 mile an hour foul ball to the head.
Yeah.
I do not advise it. Don't do that. Don't do that. I was so drunk though, guys. Don't do that. But this is the thing though. I got my bell rung, and right after they're asking me all these skill testing questions, and I was so full of adrenaline, I got all of them right. I knew all the answers. I knew exactly, and they're like, "Great, you're not concussed." Within 24 hours, wow. I was spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I would get lost walking down the street, and I developed a stutter. So concussions can take a minute to show up,
settle in,
and then they last forever, or can last a very long time. And I think, and then there's some misnomers about if you have a concussion, you sleep in a dark room. No, actually, I was sent to the gym. I had a mashed face, and I was sent to the gym because you have to be active right away. The whole point about sleeping in a dark room was don't go back to the activity in which you got hurt. So, because you don't want to get hit again. So it's not about not being active. In fact, the only thing they know in science, which is not a lot about concussions, is that getting your heart rate up, helps the blood flow to your brain, which makes you repair faster. So their thing is like, go get your heart rate up, do gentle exercise. And so it's funny that like it's and like part of your brain is your eyes, like your eyes, like, and so it is insane to me that the protocol is so fast, is like 7 days. So, the thing is, if they rush you back, you may not notice, for a couple days, as well as like, how can you see a fastball, right? And so it just, it's insane. So I think that, I hope that like he didn't get his bell rung too hard. I hope he can get back fast, but like, you really can't.
Yeah. We've always had a stupid family motto with being mostly football players and me being the weird baseball player that it's no brains, no headache.
There you go. Might want to revise that one.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing too is they maybe they pulled him thinking we want to just get this guy on a plane and get him out to LA sooner than later.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked either way if Shai Davidi tweeted out later today, George Springer is on his way to LA. Yeah. And then we could track another plane going the other way across the country.
We're not doing that anymore.
Oh, that'd be good.
We're bigger than this.
Don't raise any banners yet, please. But the other one that obviously you brought up, Shane Bieber, he is going to probably make one more start. And then we have a really big conundrum on our hands, party people, because do we have a 6-man rotation? I'm not taking Eric Lawler out of anything. The guy's been you talk about a guy that could get Cy Young votes right now if the season ended today.
Yep.
Can we? Okay, let's just let's. Is it? I know it's maybe not cool to throw a guy in the pen, but can we just put him there for a little bit? Just anyone, like we've extra. Let's just put one in there.
Well, we're coming up on the extra. When do they get the extra player and extra pitcher, Matt? It's got to be coming up soon here.
I don't think
like
it's
the September call-ups. You mean? Like,
is that what it is? It's September. Jeez,
yeah, yeah. I mean, so I wrote a piece. It's going up on Jay's Journal tomorrow, just talking about what they want, what they're expecting out of Bieber in this next rehab start. But then Shai Davidi also tweeted out that he might even make another one after that. So my thinking is they're kind of slow playing this with him to make sure he's healthy, because if he makes 2 more rehab starts on regular rest, the next time he would pitch would be in that series against the Pittsburgh Pirates, August 19th. And so my thinking is they want to wait till that point so they can bring him up against a team that he might be able to dominate a little bit more.
Build the confidence.
Then they also have the Marlins and then the Twins after that. So that could be 2 straight outings for Bieber where he'd be facing non-playoff teams. And I think the long term is if you ease him back in, show him how much concern you have for him, showing that you want to build him up. Maybe there's an contract extension waiting there for Bieber at the end of the season, right? I mean,
that would be a fun one.
He's probably going to turn down that $60 million player option. Unless everything goes awful, then he's definitely going to take that option.
It's got to be a meltdown.
Yeah.
It's got to be a meltdown.
But yeah, I can see them holding him off until those Pittsburgh series or the Pittsburgh series. And then at that point, I think maybe it's almost like you got to pick a name out of a hat and say, you're going to the pen. Like,
we believe in you. Go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I be, I funny enough, Michael Borland actually put it out here, and he actually suggested in the comments that maybe the guy to throw out there is maybe Bassett. He's been having a little bit of a rough go of late.
It's so funny. I was just going to say that.
He's got 900 pitches, so maybe that plays well out of the bullpen.
That is true. Just throw whatever. Hey guys, let's play like Blue Jays we've known from before who are now disappeared. Where is Bowden Francis?
That's
he's
a
there
very good question.
He got moved to the 60-day IL. So he's probably done until late September, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bassett.
But to that point, in the where are they now category for you, Liz? What happened to Bowden Francis?
Yeah, he was like my guy. I had to drop him from my fantasy baseball team. And Santander. I dropped them both, man. I took a hit. Sally Field of Dreams is not doing well this year.
Yeah. Denied.
Yeah,
My team is doing just as bad.
I think Bassett is probably, like Michael Borland said, he probably is the ultimate team guy, and probably would accept a role to the bullpen. And technically, he's already pitched out of the bullpen this season, right? He did that just before the All-Star game. So who knows? Yeah, it would be. I think that would be a tricky look for batters if you have to face Max Scherzer for 5 or 6 innings, and then Chris Bassett and all the junky stuff he throws for another 2 innings. That might not be a bad strategy.
Yeah, I think his baseball IQ plays up in the bullpen too, because he knows how to get people out. So he's going to come out there and he's just going to Greg Maddux and like for a couple innings, and paint corners, mess with people with in and out and up and down and everything. And it could be fun to watch. I actually kind of like it, especially with the nice thing about this conundrum in the starting rotation when you all of a sudden having Bieber back, is it is going to push somebody back into our bullpen that has been the problem. So just saying.
Where is Jimmy Garcia?
Also hurt.
Yep.
Rehabbing though.
Where are these men? I like that.
Sarasota, Florida.
I don't really care. That's the best part. Like, I don't care. That's how awesome it is. Like,
maybe
they're gone.
Maybe the problem is we made too nice of a complex for them to hang out in Dunedin. I know Mayor Freeney was on the show telling us her wonderful tour that she got and everything, and working with obviously the Blue Jays front office and everything.
Whatever. We don't want to be stuck with the Tampas. We can't be so nice that we're stuck with the fucking Rays. Okay.
This rehab facility is nicer than my condo in Mississauga, so I'm staying here. That's
there you go.
There it is.
Windows. I can't afford these.
Oh my God, this is too nice for me. I can't do this.
Yeah.
But no, I thought Jimmy was. I was looking for it, but I thought he was starting his rehab session in Buffalo, but it appears that's not a thing yet. So that's interesting.
I mean, if they get him back healthy, that is a dominant back, and especially with how good Yariel Rodriguez has been this year, plus the 2 additions they just made. Fisher and Little have been unbelievable. I mean, that's a playoff bullpen for sure.
Chad Green's gone. He's gone now. Let's do a color report. Chad Green's gone. Mitch White is gone. Always a babe. Will always be a babe. He's gone.
And back to run differential. I mean, there's a guy that, wasn't helping out in the run differential category. No. So, if you take away all the runs he gave up this year.
That's how I feel about Brad Hand in 2020.
God. You're getting PTSD, Liz. Don't do that. Jeez. Names that shouldn't be mentioned in vain of Blue Jays. So that's like 6 degrees away from everything. But so I forgot to mention this back when we were talking about the run differential and the strikeout rate and everything. All the trades that we've talked about, all the free agencies that we've talked about already on this show, even was Dave Popkins the MVP of the Blue Jays signing our wonderful new hitting coach?
Yes, and yes, absolutely. And I think all I said to them was, "Be yourself."
Yeah.
Just do your due. It'll be all good.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing is you used to see the hitting coaches and everybody like following the players last year with the tablet almost to home plate. He's like, to your point, Liz, when they're walking up to the plate, he goes, "Do good.
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself."
See ball, hit ball.
Yeah.
We have one dad on my kids' baseball team that yells, "Go do something cool."
Yeah, do something cool. I like that one this year. Cool. I started using that one this year.
Yeah. So I think, Popkins. I think it's also the approach and the philosophy of that next man up. You look at some of the walk rates. You guys were talking about the strikeout rates earlier, but the walk rates have been just as good. I mean, Vladdy has more walks than strikeouts.
I know. That's why I have to stop picking him and beat the streak, because he doesn't. I'm always like, oh, he's always on base, and I'm like, wait, but he didn't get a hit though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vladdy's on like a 23 game on base.
I love it.
streak.
I love it.
And everybody's like, "Oh, he's garbage. He's not the Vladdy I paid
it drives me crazy.
No, it's the Vladdy you paid for.
It's the Vladdy you paid for. He is getting on base. He gets on base. Like, and he got one or two dingers today. And like, yeah, I get it. His power, I don't know what's up with that. I was pondering that as I looked into the sunset this evening.
He's gonna run into 30 before the end of the season. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I do like that. But you know what? He's getting on base consistently. He's a consistent I get on base sort of guy. And he's never injured.
No, he's the most durable big man in MLB. Like, it's crazy. And he puts his body on the line at first base. Like, people that say he's not
he's flexible.
Yes.
He's the thing. And that's why I think, like, he doesn't get injured a lot, because he is so flexible. Like, he's doing the splits all the time, and he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like anybody being like that flexible, you're not going to sprain stuff, or you're not going to strain stuff. Like, he's not one of the big guys. So you're like,
no, he's not lumbering around.
He is a kung fu panda. He's a kung fu panda.
Exactly. That moniker's taken by Pablo Sandoval in Major League Baseball lore, though, who actually looked like the kung fu panda. So we actually do have actual baseball kind of like question from our buddy,
Cousin
Jason's
Troy.
other
Cousin
brother.
Troy.
Cousin Troy.
Cousin Troy.
Hey.
So the question
I know the answer.
I know. I'm not. Let me read it, and I'll let you answer your cousin's brother's former roommate. All right, bud. So, the question is do the pitchers charge an earned run when the runner scores from second and extra innings? Go, Jason.
The answer is no. They do not.
That's all.
That was something that it's funny when he said it, I knew it was no, but then I went back to look, and it's something they actually bargained for. When they implemented the rule, the Major League Baseball said, we're not going to charge you with the run. Now, I believe if you hit I don't know the question, if you hit a home run there. Like if the first batter up hits a home run and that run from second scores,
do both count?
I don't know. I think they both count, but I mean, I'm not sure. Sorry, cuz
unless the second run comes in, that's when the run comes in.
Yeah, so if you hit a home run,
initially starting the inning, it's like Ghost Runner.
Ghost Runner,
yes.
Yeah. That was always my favorite. Such a hard thing to explain to kids. Like when my kids used to play, wiffle ball and stuff, and I'd be like, okay, there's a ghost runner at third. They'd be like, there's a what now?
What now?
I'm like, ghost runner.
You can't see him.
No,
John Cena.
He's going to go to third.
They should call it that, the John Cena extra innings rule.
Back to the wrestling pregame show talk that we were having. To give up, as we're wrapping up the hour here and whatnot, we got Michael's got another zinger here that apparently, to talk exactly what you had mentioned, Matt, had Tyler Heineman on his show this past week, and I did see this clip, and it was 100% exactly what you had mentioned. Just be you, go do your do. Don't try to hit for power. Don't do this. Don't think it was. I know it's the worst Major League Baseball movie ever, but Major League 3, back to the minors, freaking Tanaka's throwing the ball at Pedro Serrano, and he goes, "Is your mind clear?" in a really, really horrible Asian accent. That's all it is. It needs to be clear. Just go.
and again, I think it's evident in the walk to strikeout rates. I mean, so Tyler Heineman, okay, he's only got 8 walks, but he's only struck out 23 times in 123 plate appearances. Like, for a backup catcher, that's crazy.
Awesome. That's like your main guy sometimes,
Nuts.
And then their main catcher, Kirk, has only struck out 34 times in 351 plate appearances.
That's unreal.
That's
I love that tiny man.
Tony Gwynn.
Yeah.
That's
Tony Gwynn.
Tony
Gwynn. Nathan Lukes only has 34 strikeouts in 279. Nathan Lukes has 30 walks and 34 strikeouts.
Yeah, I think the funnier comparison here actually would be if you went over to the Yankees roster and look at, mind you, he hasn't played the whole season. How many does Giancarlo Stanton already have probably in 37, 40 some odd games?
46
in how
37
many games? Am I ballparking?
37 games. Yeah.
That's too funny. I actually ballparked that. I didn't even look at that stat. I just knew he was going to have a bajillion of them.
Yeah, they already have 3 guys over 100 strikeouts on that team.
And you wonder why they're going like this.
No, this is why. They're not a very good team. And I will add this, okay? This is my hot take, okay? A vibes-based baseball girl. Without Aaron Judge, they're not even, they're a super bad team. And that's what we're seeing. They're a bad team with good media.
Too many eggs in one basket.
And I'm listening to national media, and they go, "This is bad for baseball when the Yankees aren't good." And I'm like, I don't buy that at all. I think it's more exciting for baseball.
Everyone's still buying Yankee hats. The people who are like, don't care and like love the brand of the Yankees, they're still selling merch. What is
always?
No, that's in conclusion.
No, but Liz, you have to realize that, I mean, the Yankee and the Dodger machine operate on different levels when it comes to that. Like, I mean, I see people all day long wearing Yankee hats, and I'd actually, like, my wife and I always laugh about this because, like, I actually have a visceral response to the Yankee logo. Like, it actually, it actually bothers me so much that it's not like but it's like she can tell, like, I'm just like, ugh. And there's, there'll be a, like, and it's not limited to old men or young, men or young women, but women seem to love the Dodgers and the Yankees hat.
Because they sell them in the ladies' stores.
Because they're
greatly appreciate. Yeah, like Aritzia had.
Aritzia sells them.
Yeah.
But I ran into somebody on the street, and she was like, she's a yoga teacher I know. And I was like, hey, man, do you like the Dodgers? And she was like, no. I was like,
no.
Cute hat.
I meant you have to say cute hat. You don't want to look like a dick. And it was a cute hat. Like,
cute hat makes up for your face.
No, she was bad.
Jason, I have to make this joke because you and your, like, I'll just say disgust for the Yankee logo is giving me very Ferris Bueller vibes with the principal. Whenever Ferris Bueller's name or anything gets brought up, it was just very like Bueller.
Visceral.
Visceral.
It is interesting though. Like, I mean, I thought, I can't remember what I was watching. Oh, it was the Border Patrol show. And the guy said, did you know that I think it was 75% of crimes that are committed, if the person is wearing a baseball hat, they're wearing a Yankees hat. Yeah. And I was like, that can't be a made up stat. And I went and looked, and it's true. It's like some insanely high number of people who are arrested wearing a baseball hat. And if you're out there, the person who is finding out those stats, please send me a message, because I think that stuff's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, like, I mean, it's,
and you need to be our stats person, apparently.
Yeah.
So we need some deep dives.
The worst is in the city. It's like the Jays are in town, they're playing against somebody, and you see people like wearing an Astros hat for no apparent reason. It really ruins Monday. I get you.
But you gotta love it when somebody's wearing like I don't know if there's anything better than the Kelly Green Oakland A's hats or any Kelly Green.
No, that's a nice hat. That's a nice hat. That's a nice hat.
Great uni. I'm really hoping that when they go to Vegas, if they are going to make the change that I've sort of seen out there, that they're going to sort of go to the Golden Knights coloring. That they will keep that as their City Connect would be the green. Yeah, any of the green. It was always one of the nicest
in baseball.
Yeah,
it can't be too similar, man. It's got it's staying the colors. They are close enough, and it just doesn't bleed the merch together. You know what I mean? That's the catch.
So my men's league baseball team, our uniforms were those colors. We were always the Athletics, and so in the winter, buddy of mine texted me saying they've got these 1970s like Reggie Jackson era replica coats, like the ones that like they wear in the bullpen. Yeah. And I was jackets. Like, guys, we all have to go get them. I'm the only one that went and got one.
Yeah.
But you're that much cooler.
Show up to the field now, and everybody else, plus the guys on the other teams, are like, sweet jacket, dude. Like,
they think you're like the team with money. They're like, wow, they are the A's for real.
That's it. For real.
That's the mascot. Oh, that's too funny.
We can do Jason, a whole show on jerseys.
100%.
I could talk.
You're getting into our
That's
getting into our off-season material.
Yeah, get out of here.
Our off-season program.
Yeah.
Hey, take a note. So anyway, I do have to make this joke. Your cousin thanked you for the wonderful insight. So there you go.
And you see the bottom. Look at the bottom comment that he put in there. It's gold.
Yeah.
Family Jeans. No, the above that.
Nope, sorry, missed it. Click the wrong one.
There you go. Yeah, it's in the Family Jeans, buddy. Maybe we should get Troy Lyons on the show.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, you can't play. Look at the Lions Den. Can't do that.
Yeah. So
that's what our that's a standing joke around the house.
Yeah. That sounds like a podcast with you and your cousin.
Yeah, could be. Both my kids and my cousin Michael, Tim, Troy, Terry.
Yeah. So on that note, we are approaching the end of the hour. Is there any topics that any of you would like to bring up before we wander off?
Yeah,
go, Liz, go.
I have one more. Gosman's performance today was excellent. Gosman pitched an excellent 7-inning game. Excellent pitching. Good for him. Sometimes he's not. He needed it. Yeah.
Very much so.
I mean, it's the card. They're the get well card for the whole MLB, except for who did they beat the Yankees up a couple of weeks ago, didn't they?
The Yankees can break right off.
Yep.
But I mean,
all
for it.
Yeah.
And well, what do you guys think? Like, what do they have to do against the Dodgers now?
Beat them.
Like,
it's interesting, Matt. It's interesting you would say that. So I'm on the West Coast, so I actually get to watch a lot of Dodgers games. They just, they're all of our sports late. You guys probably don't get it on the East Coast, but
we do.
We get Dodgers. And so I've seen a lot, and my one son is a pretty significant Dodgers fan, or has been for a long time. And so I kind of, I do watch them because they are so good. And I often like to see what they're doing with their guys just below the top to keep them as good as they are. And so the thing for me, and I've watched the Dodgers lose a number of games this year. They're certainly not the juggernaut that they have been in the past. You just have to stay on them. Similarly to, I'd akin it to probably the Yankees series from a little while ago, where the Jays just stayed on them. Like score a run. Like you can't go an inning without either scoring a run or threatening. Yeah. Because if you're threatening, you're putting their pitchers, like they're starting Kershaw, I think, in the first game.
Yes, I mean, against Scherzer.
Yeah, I mean, and how cool is that, by the way? So beautiful. Like, I mean, chef's kiss to whoever's doing that. Like, whatever. Yeah. But you just have to stay on him. He's going to throw you curveball after curveball after curveball. His fastball is topping out at like 91 right now. I mean, if you take the same offensive attitude that they just had and walk into that game, they will mash him up and he will be out in under 3. And the Dodgers don't perform well when their starters don't get 4 and above. I mean, I know most teams don't, but the Dodgers are especially bad now at the long relief. And they just lost May to the Red Sox. He was one of those guys that held them in games for 3-4 innings. And so, I mean, my advice, if I'm John Schneider, is we're pedal down the entire game. If they get up 3, we need to score 4. If they get, 3 more, we got to go 4 more. Like, it just never stops. The Phillies do that to teams. Like, if you watch the Phillies play, that's what the Phillies are pure gas. They're like, oh, you're up by 4. Kyle, could you come and hit a grand slam? Yeah. And he's like, sure. And, it's, and by the way, if you guys haven't seen the video with no sound of Kyle Schwarber hitting that grand slam the other night, where it's just the sound of his bat and the crowd behind it, it is like the hair on the back of your neck doesn't only stand up. It's you go like full Glenn Plake mohawk. Like you're just like, what is this? But the Phillies have done really well with that. They've got the Harper where it just plays this walk-up song and then he hits that home run and it's just the crowd noise. And it's the Phillies PR team is doing a really good job.
Yeah, what they need to do is they know what the Phillies need to do is to borrow from the Jays and play everybody clap your hands at the worst times possible.
Everybody clap your hands.
And what else they need to do is they need to play everyone get loud when you don't want to be loud and you want to focus. And then that crowd, when we're trying to do a rally and we're down by like 4, got to start the wave.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. That's what I saw your protest the other night, Liz.
They had the wave. They had the wave.
I don't wave. Let's be clear. I don't do the wave at any sporting events either.
Thank you.
And if the person in front of me does, I hit them with whatever's in my hand. Be it a peanut, be it popcorn, maybe it's a beer sometimes. And that just happens. Go do that somewhere else, please.
If you're a child and it's
you're
Saturday,
hanging out the Bailey,
I don't care. I don't care. If you're a kid on a Saturday, don't do the wave. The wave is for you. However, Jays fans have no wave decorum. Literally, I will just also, we'll be in the, one time we were in the middle of a rally. We're trying to rally back 2 seasons ago. Somebody fucking streaks the field.
Oh,
Kills our
no.
rally. Yeah, kills the rally. We lost. It was like bottom of the ninth. We were storming back. Nah, air sucked up.
Don't need that anymore now.
I did that in my kids' U15 game the other day. It didn't work at all.
You went streaking?
Didn't work out. They're like,
No.
Mr. Lyons, you must put your pants back on, sir.
Coach Lyons. To you.
Get it right. I read this.
Coach
I don't
Lyons,
know.
You're dumb.
I don't know how true this was, but apparently Scherzer asked the game day crew not to play music in between every pitch or whatever.
Just crickets, the sound of crickets, or a knife being sharpened.
Yeah,
I would be that guy if I was the sound person. That is 100% the kind of stupid crap I would do.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like if it's like an 0-2 pitch, and then you're trying to kind of psych the batter out as the home team a little bit. But yeah, between every pitch, I thought the Yankees, I think were the first team to start doing that this year, and it was coming over on the broadcast. I was like, this is almost unwatchable.
That Yankees strikeout noise is hauntingly bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's the same as like Chelsea Dagger for the Blackhawks, or you just have to hear the first beat of that song if you're not a Chicago Blackhawks fan. And
it's in there already.
It's all your. Yeah, it's just
the worst
so
is
annoying.
that MLB The Show actually does all the stupid sounds in the ballpark too. So I can't get away from it even in my leisure. So. Anyways, seeing we are now over the hour, I want to make sure I give Matt here his shameless self-promoting time. So, Matt, the microphone is yours. Tell the Blue Jays fans what you do and all that kind of good stuff. Right,
what I do. So, I am the site expert at Jays Journal. So you can go over to jaysjournal.com and see all the awesome work that my writers do. And as a site expert, I'm the editor. I do some writing as well. And then during the winter, I am the play-by-play voice of the North Bay Battalion here in North Bay. So any OHL fans, if that's your thing, feel free to reach out. Between MLB hockey and OHL, or between MLB baseball and OHL hockey.
There you go.
One of the best jerseys all time is the Battalion jersey.
You love that one, eh?
Oh,
yeah.
I just love it.
Sarge's face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So at Matthew Sookram on Twitter, and same thing on Instagram as well. Feel free to reach out and talk some sports.
And then you're obviously going to have to come back here for more shenanigans, because this one did almost go off the wheels. I really had to bring everybody back. Just kidding.
I like the secondary better. I like the tank jersey better, straight up.
Oh, they called the Centurion.
That's cool.
Yep.
Those are great jerseys. Oh, they get
based on the old North Bay Centennials team that then moved to Saginaw. So
that's a great jersey.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I'm going to end on a joke here, because this one is
We didn't do picks to click.
Funny.
We did not do picks to click.
Oh, that's right. We got to do picks to click first. But the other joke before picks to click then. Chris Bryant has 2 home runs in his career at Coors Field, 8 RBIs. How many do you think Bo Bichette had over the last 3 days?
The same?
More.
More.
In all categories. More in all categories.
4 home runs, 12 RBIs.
3 and 9. But that's insulting. How much money that they're paying Chris Bryant.
Yeah, it is. Michael lived in Brampton. Yeah, I'm originally from Brampton, so it was cool that the Battalion, the team I grew up watching in the OHL, then moved to North Bay, and I got to.
Yeah, I was born in Brampton.
Cool.
This is full circle.
That's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, lived in the East section.
I was only there for a couple of weeks. It was just a short stint there.
Right on.
But yeah.
All right. So I think I already know who won this one, but I'm going to leave it up to our guest here to pick the winner like usual.
Me always.
So the picks to click best player in Blue Jays over the last week since our last recording. So between today and last Wednesday, the picks were Joey Loperfido, Vlad, Addison Barger, and Bo Bichette. So which one of those 4 fine gentlemen, Matt, do you think had the best week in Blue Jay baseball?
I think Bo Bichette. I mean, he tore the cover off the ball. Like this it was a cool series to see him, in the same city that his dad was mashing the ball 20, maybe 30 years ago now. But
yeah, it's probably about that now. So on that note, I finally won. I'm on the board.
And I was thinking all week, Loperfido was crushing it all week, and then I was like, "Damn you, Bichette."
Yeah, and that and the fact that they clunked him and took him out of your race. So on that note, our guest is going to go first tonight. Who do you think is going to have the best week between now and next Wednesday? And today doesn't count as it's already in the books.
Yeah, I think Vladdy's going to get up for this series against the Dodgers.
I love that the guest is always picking Liz's pick.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Liz.
No, don't be sorry. Sandbagging this whole year.
Picking the best guy.
And I mean, it almost feels like a cop out to pick Vladdy, but the way he played the last 3 games, I'm thinking he's gonna go on a tear.
Yeah. Just to be that person, Bichette has won the last 2 weeks, and it is Liz's pick. So it's your pick, Liz.
Okay, I had to pick Bichette.
I think I put that ball efficiently on the tee. For you to actually hit that one out. All right, Jason, go for it, bud.
Well, I feel like I have to go Varsho. Like, I mean,
Varsho.
If I'm gonna take third on the pecking order here, I mean, the guy is just murdering everyone. Yeah. He looks like all of the anger that he's ever had in his life. He's taken out on the baseball.
I know, and he's a real bland-looking dude. So that's just like slightly angry looking. Yeah. Big guy.
Yeah, he mashes baseballs for a living, and what a comeback for And without the outside time, you think that'd be nice and easy?
Yeah, weird.
So anyway, I'm gonna root for one of my favorite Buffalo Bisons that I got to see for the better part of 2 years. I'm gonna vote for Nathan Lucas this week. So he's been on fire. I'm gonna go.
That's a good pick.
So
they'll leave him in the leadoff spot too.
Yeah, he's been doing great in the leadoff.
Unbelievable.
Too much for the win.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
But anyway, now I'm done.
Yeah,
Are you all done? All right. On that note, Blue Jays fans, thank you for the almost 200 of you still hanging around in the chat for this whole entire hour. We greatly appreciate you. We're actually live on TikTok and everything now. So if you are on social media and you happen to be around at 7 p.m. Eastern on a Wednesday evening, make sure you join us because we're wherever you can find us. So on that note, Liz, you have a guest, I think, for us next week, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's our buds. It's our buddy Blake from Talking Dave Steve or Dave Steve Daily. I probably should have Googled that better. But guys, next week we're going to be talking Blue Jays baseball. Oh wait, is it next? No, it's not. You have the next week guest. I don't have the next week guest. Greg, you do.
It's next week.
Is it?
I'm freaking horrible. Now I got to go to the calendar and check my stats.
Is it? No, wait. Sorry, guys. I was wrong. It is me. So next week, we're going to be talking about Dave Steve. And I like talking about Dave Steve a lot. And I'm very excited for us to be talking about Dave Steve. And the thing is, not enough people talk about Dave Steve. And so we'll be doing that on this podcast.
Yeah, including our buddy at Not Guy Eddie. Very big
Dave Steve. Yeah, he talks about Dave Steve. But it's shocking. And I think that's part of the Dave Steve legacy, unfortunately, is how many people don't talk about Dave Steve.
Not enough people talk about Dave Steve.
Yeah,
there you go, Not Guy. I got your hashtag. So on that, Blue Jays fans, make sure you join us again next Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern time, and we'll have some more fun talking all things Dave Steve and the latest with the Toronto Blue Jays. Make sure you tune in live, and we'll chat very well. Cheers, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Jay Bird Watching Podcast. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch at BirdwatchingGC, and our YouTube channel. If you want to support the show and get extra content, please consider joining to our Patreon at patreon.com/birdwatchinggc. Go Jays, go.
Woo!